Hey guys, Theo here with Believe Hi-Fi. And before we get into the video, I just want to run over quickly where I've been because obviously I disappeared for around 2 months after almost weekly upload frequency. So a little update is that I have now moved to Malta from Australia. I'm over here to be with my partner, and obviously it's taken me a few months just to get settled, get my things sorted out. I don't have my microphone. The setup I have is a little bit impromptu as well. However, I can promise you that there's some really exciting things I've been working on, and there's some really cool stuff that's going to be coming to this channel. The setup's going to be better, the video content is going to be better, the production's going to be better, and there's going to be a few new things we are delving into. But anyway, that aside, onto today's topic, which is actually the Final Audio E5000. Now, this product was actually the last product I bought in Australia as I was leaving, and it was designed to fit a particular brief. And that particular brief was, I don't want to spend tons of cash, and I want something that I could even just plug and play straight into my iPhone, and I want it to make all music sound enjoyable, if you know what I mean. I don't want it to just absolutely pick apart everything, and if I listen to some indie music or listen to something that's not so well mixed and mastered, it's still not going to destroy it. I want something that I can enjoy, but I can also get detail, and I can also get nice timbre, and I can also get a good treble response and a good mid-range. I'm not so fussed on bass. However, bass is a bit of a story with this earphone, and we'll have to get into it. Here is the earphone itself, and to me it does look quite nice, and this cable in particular is particularly nice. It's got a very soft touch to it. It flows. You've also got a really big Y, so you're never going to sort of run out of space there, and it terminates obviously at your standard jack here. So I think it looks pretty cool, and it has a nice feel to it. It never really gets tangled up, but it feels very solidly built. I think it looks rather premium for a stock cable, especially for an earphone at this price. The other thing is they fit and look fairly nice. I think they stick out just a little bit more than I would like, but they are super comfortable, and I think they look really good. And I think at this price, you can't really complain about the build of the E5000. I think they're built well, the cable's good. These are the stock tips. Stock tips work great. They're very comfortable, very nice. I have a few aftermarket tips that I played around with, especially one with a slightly wider opening. What that provided me with was maybe a little bit more energy that was coming through from the mids up into the treble. However, I ended up going back to these because there's something a little bit magical about these, and there's something I really like, which is why I ended up purchasing them after auditioning many pairs of earphones, even a little bit more expensive than these. I'm going to move straight into my impressions of this earphone, and I'm going to take things a little different from reviews moving forward now. I'm not going to go the standard bass, mid, treble, final thoughts. I'm just going to generally discuss what I like, what I don't like, and who is this for, and maybe also a few comparisons, so if you have another product, you can get an idea and make your own reflection based on that. So without further ado, the E5000. If I had to sum it up, I would say it's like the Gemini, you know? You get the best and you get the worst. And it's an interesting earphone in the fact that for me, at this price point, the way it presents treble and the way it presents the mid-range is really amazing. And the timbral quality and the tonality, I think at this price point, it sounds beautiful. The problem is where I said it's got the best and the worst sometimes is there's a lot of bass quantity, but the bass quality seems a bit loose. It seems a little bit too bloated, almost like some of the old British speakers, if you're into that style. You know, like say I have a Harvest, you get a little bit of bloat in that low end, and maybe that's the magic in the mid-range of these headphones. Maybe it's that bass that sort of leads into that, it adds that warmth and that body. But in terms of an all-round sound character, for me, it's tonally very nice. When I think about anything else I tried, the detail retrieval is phenomenal, straight out of an iPhone, just using that standard dongle adapter. So I listened to them after listening to many other brands, and I was in a store called Minidisc in Australia, and I think it's in Sydney actually, in a suburb called Chatswood. And if you live in Sydney and you like Head-Fi, that's the place to go to. They've just got so many brands, so many options, very friendly, patient, very, very patient team there that's always happy to help. But I was trying everything. And when it came to just straight out of an iPhone, I did land on this. I think it is, for what it does, the best earphone at the price point. Where it really shone to me is the music I like. It's just things that are based around vocals or natural instruments. If I were into something like something that needs to be very quick, I don't know if it would be my favorite. As an EDM headphone or a metal headphone, I don't know if it would be my favorite. I mean, the bass quality, as I said, isn't what I deem to be amazing. The bass quantity is, to me, it's a bit overdone, it's a bit bloated. But seriously, if you've got an iPhone, you don't want to mess around with DACs and players and anything else, and you mainly listen to music that almost all of the music starts at above those sub-bass frequencies, this is a beautiful earphone. Now I've sung its praises, I need to go into some caveats. Now, I actually tried these with a few DAPs, and believe it or not, most of the time I think it sounded a little worse out of some of the other digital audio players, and that's because I believe the sound signature is warm. It has a warm characteristic. It's inviting, it's loving, it's like the Harvard speaker, it wraps you in a nice blanket. If you put this with a source that has a warm characteristic or a rich characteristic, it doesn't sound good. I can't remember the two players that I tried, the first two, but it just didn't go well. It was something where straight away it went to almost the bottom of the pile in terms of what I was going to buy at this price point. But when I put it with something I know that is clean, accurate, to the point, and very high quality, the Chord Hugo 2, as soon as I had it into there, I was like, okay, wow, magic is happening here. But again, the brief was, I'm traveling, I'm going to be busy, I'm going to be all over the place, I've got some serious hi-fi at home. I just want to be able to plug this into my iPhone, play whatever I want, and really enjoy it, but still have that detail. And that's what these really do, as I said. But problems, bass quality, the bloatedness of the bass, if you don't like a slightly warm sound, it's going to be a problem. And the other thing is, it's a bit temperamental with players. If your player has a slightly warm, rich, meatier type sound at all, it's going to slightly overdo this. If your player's something that's more professional and lean and accurate and clean sounding, this is going to be an absolutely amazing earphone at the price point. However, the brief was straight out of an iPhone. How is it going to sound? And to me, for this price, pretty amazed. I mean, I'm hearing details in songs that usually I wouldn't hear from gear that's a fair bit more expensive, and I'm talking about headphone options into an appropriate DAC, and that's a desktop setup. So very impressed on that. I think the treble and the mid-range is fantastic, and I'm extremely happy with my purchase, and I just love listening to these earphones when I'm on the go, and they really deserve your consideration. All right, so that's my thought on these. I hope you liked my take on them. I hope you liked the new style of the review. I'm trying to keep everything pretty much one take so it's natural, that it just flows, and it's my pure opinions, no scripts, just how I really feel about it, what I really think about it, and I hope that conveys the message cleaner, easier, and it stops the videos from getting too long. So let me know what you think about the new style. Let me know what you think about my thoughts on this product if you've heard it yourself. But ultimately, if I wrapped everything up, I would say warm, lush, great mid-range, very nice treble, impeccable detail for the price range. However, does have its problems. A little bloated, bass quality is, you know, not the best, but at this price point, you can't have everything. I've listened to speakers and hi-fi setups that are $100,000s and you're still gonna go, oh, but it still has this slight issue. So you can never have everything perfect across the board. But anyway, I'm wrapping up for today. Sorry about going missing, as I said before. Sorry about the impromptu setup here. It might not be the best video I've ever put out, but regardless of that, I hope you guys enjoyed it and I look forward to seeing you soon. Please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot. And as always, get your comments in. I try to reply to every single one and give honest feedback. I've actually had quite a few emails come through, so I might start some Q&A stuff as well. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.